everyone, it's Anne Woodcock from FishPal and welcome to the Lunchtime Live. Join me for the next 30 minutes to find out more about fishing in Scotland. And my guest today is Debbie Downie, who owns the local fishing tackle shop in Dingwall with her husband Andy. We're going to be talking about the Rivers Beauly, the Ness, Conan, the Farrar as well. But before I introduce my guest, I just want to tell you a little bit about what's been happening. Cargill Beat on the River Tay. I've introduced Elliot Harrison to salmon fishing for her latest BBC show, A Very Country Christmas. And under the guidance of David Godfrey on Cargill Beat, she put out a lovely line across the River Tay whilst chatting to him about the history of salmon fishing in Scotland and why people come from across the world to fish the River Tay. And she does say that there's no better place to try fishing than on the River Tay. Now, this morning on BBC Tees, Bob Mortimer and Paul Whitehouse were chatting to Gary Phillipson about the 1 hour special that's coming up this weekend on BBC Two. Paul was absolutely amazed on the quality of fishing up here in the northeast of England. And for anybody who lives up here, they know it's a hidden gem, the northeast of England is. And Ollie from A Fly Fish Yorkshire was the person who was asked by the BBC production team to organise the fishing for the 1 hour special. The fishing took place and the filming took place around Barnard Castle and Eggleston Hall. And Ollie does want to say a huge thank you to all the landowners and the clubs who supported Ollie and of course the River Tees. So this show could actually go out. And so if you want to watch it, it is this Sunday. It's on at 8:10 and it's on BBC Two. And I hope you look forward to it and enjoy it as much as I've actually been loving this series. And I'm sure there's lots of you out there who are saying, great, 1 hour, because that's what everybody's been asking for. If you want to find out about Ollie, who seems to be the person to take lots of celebrities fishing, you can catch him on www.flyfishingyorkshire.co.uk. So we've got somebody on the feed who's said hello to me. I love it when you all say hello. Please keep saying hello to us. So Andrew, thank you for joining us and good afternoon to you. And if you wherever you go fishing, do let us know, because we love to know where people go fishing and where you're going fishing next year as well. So let me introduce my guest. She is currently in the shop. So she's having to wear a face mask and take it off when people are coming into the shop. The face mask is going on. So when you see Debbie putting a face mask on, that's because she's got people in the shop coming quite near to her. So let me add it to the stream. Good afternoon, Debbie.
Hi, Anne. Hi, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us at a time when it's very, very busy for tackle shops.
It really is at the moment, yep. And as we're a model shop as well, it's even busier. So, yeah.
Everyone, we're going to talk about the model shop because if you love models, guys and ladies, this is the place. Debbie, this year has been like no other year in the industry. How have you managed?
We have been amazingly fine, actually. Apart from the 3 months that we had to close down in the full lockdown, March to May, wasn't it then? But since then, we've been opened up the 1st of June when we were allowed to, and we've been fine. We haven't caught up on what we would have done, but we're doing okay. And the model side is really busy because everybody's got plenty of time to do the things that that they're all getting their train sets out of the roof, out of the attic, and but also in the summertime the fishing is really good as well, because it's one of the things you could do without being too many too many people in a close area. So it's outside, it's safe, it's allowed. So we did well with that as well. So,
well, I know Mortimer and Whitehouse this morning, they were talking about the fact of how good fishing is, not only for your health, but also socially distanced. You've tell people that don't know where Dingwall is, whereabouts are you?
Okay, we are about 12 miles north of Inverness. We are in a really great place for getting further north, for getting over west, and even getting down further south. We're very close to the airport, probably 45 minutes or so away from the airport, Inverness Airport, sorry, yeah. And we've got great train connections here as well. Dingwall's actually a really, really good place. If you want to come up to the Highlands and not be in Inverness in the hustle of the city, then Dingwall, come to Dingwall.
But it's I for myself personally, I love Inverness and I love going out as well, because I've got friends who live on the shores of Loch Ness, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. And you've got some fabulous fishing as well.
We really have. We've got, within 12 miles of the shop, we've got 4 salmon rivers, which is amazing, and we've got endless trout fishing up in the lochs in the hills. We've got the local angling clubs. We've got the Ness, the Dingwall District, and we've got the Connaughey Angling Club. They're all our 3, and the Beauly Angling Club. I should miss that as well. But they've all got a mix of trout and salmon fishing. So it's a really good area to come if you want to come fishing. It really is.
And you've also got
beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. And you've also got sea fishing as well. You're not that far from sea fishing.
No, absolutely. Yeah, you can go over west. Ullapool is like 45 minutes from here. But you can also go in the Firth. You can get sea trout fishing on the Firth sometimes. You can go up to Nig. You've got Port Mahon. We're right on the coast, although the fishing right here, the sea fishing right here in Dingwall is not ideal. It used to be really good for fishing for flatties about when my dad was fishing, but now that seems to have disappeared a wee bit, I think. But it's you can do any sort of fishing from here you want, really.
Yes, and the rivers that you've got nearby, and everybody, the noise in the background is Debbie's husband. No, don't worry, Debbie's husband, looking after customers, because I know he's come in this lunchtime just so that we could actually get you on this live, hasn't he?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because at the minute he's doing a lot of repair jobs for remote control stuff and trains that people bring in to us to fix that they've unearthed from their attics and things like that. Plus fishing. He'll people and the eyes and rods, just the sort of things that local fishing tackle shops will do for you.
Well, I know, and that's the thing. Local fishing tackle shops, you'll because you are so local, you've got that knowledge as well, and the fact that obviously you've said that you've got 4 salmon rivers around you. Obviously you've got the Beauly, you've got the Ness, you've got the Farrar, and it sounds like my dog's barking in the background as well. So she's joining in with us all. And name us the other few rivers while I go and close that door.
Sure, okay. The Conan, we've got the Conan, we've got the Ness. The Nairn is not too far away. The Beauly, there's just, and they all have great salmon fishing. They really do. The Ness is a wee bit of a spate river, but it has some of the most beautiful stretches. It is just one of the prettiest rivers, and the Conan is just stunning as well. I walk my dog there regularly, and he, I have to be careful in the summer that he doesn't go and jump in and spoil the fishing for people, but he's just lovely.
And sorry.
No, carry on.
Well, the Ness, I fished that a couple of years ago, and what happened is that my friend and we actually went and did 2 different rivers. So because you've got so much choice, you can actually choose different rivers. Like Ian McNaughton, hello Ian, he said shout out to the River Ness guys who helped restock River Garry native salmon fishing as posted in the Atlantic Salmon Trust. We've also got there's another person on that's come on in our feed that's come from the Ness. So you could go and fish the Ness and then go and fish the Beauly and have a trip up here and actually fish multiple rivers, can't you?
You absolutely can, and you don't have to live out of a suitcase either. You can just stay in one place and go, go just have different fishing every day for a week if you want. Absolutely. And it's just, sorry.
There's some fabulous places to stay as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there really are. Locally, we've got a lovely hotel in Dingwall called Tulloch Castle, and it has a ghost, which is amazing. And it's very old. It's up on the hill, so it's got lovely views. And we've also got in Contin, there's Cool House Hotel. That's beautiful food there. And there's lots of other hotels in Pepper and the local area. And I think you said there was some that you were talking about.
Yeah, well, we've got Ercles Castle on our system, and they basically they're 45 minutes from the airport, and that castle sleeps a maximum of 20 people. So you can just literally come up from or fly into Inverness and actually go and stay at a castle for the weekend. And they've also got fishing as well, and go off fishing all different places.
Yeah.
When this morning when I was listening to Mortimer and Whitehouse, Bob Mortimer said that if he hadn't had Paul Whitehouse with him, he would have given up fishing within like half an hour, because he was there saying about the struggle of where to go to be introduced to fishing. Now, local tackle shops, you are such a wealth, and of course ourselves at FishPal, but local tackle shops, you've got connections with the angling clubs that do open days, etc. How do the angling clubs do open days to get people into fishing?
Some of them do, absolutely. Not necessarily always formal. The local angling club at Dingwall, if the guys see somebody down there that is kind of new, they'll go down and they'll have a chat and they'll help. They'll offer to help, and show them how to cast a wee bit or whatever. There's a local, it hasn't happened this year, and the fishery board has changed a little bit, but I'm thinking usually they have a junior angling club as well up here, and they do lots of fantastic. I know lots of my friends' kids have started fly fishing through the junior angling club, which was the Cromarty Firth Fish Junior Angling Club or something like that, I think it was called. And there's lots of people out there who are really happy. If you contact, say, the president or the thing, they can put you in touch with somebody that will help you out usually, and we will as well. You come in and talk to us, like, in the summertime, I would say 50% of our conversation is where can we go and fish, what should we use, that sort of stuff. It's just what local they are about. Yeah, absolutely.
And Ian McNaughton, he's just come back on again and mentioned the River Ness Angling Club, who I adore, and they've made the water accessible for all, and also people that are less abled as well. And they have a fabulous junior club as well. I know the Beauly Angling Club, they also have a junior club as well, opening events, etc.
Yes, they do.
Equipment wise, to go salmon fishing, because I want to talk to you separately about trout fishing, because it's like a mecca of trout fishing where you are. But for salmon fishing, how affordable is it in the sense of equipment?
I think it's very affordable. It's not possibly, you know, it's not, you can't do it for 10 quid or whatever. Well, I suppose you could if you bought second hand, but if you want something that you know is going to do the job, you come down to your local tackle shop, and usually if you buy something like a package, we can do a line, a reel, and you know, all the bits and pieces that you need, the flies and the tippet and whatever, we can do that, and we can do a package for you which makes it very cost effective. If you've got a little bit, like you find some people have got a reel that they got from their grandpa, so we'll match that up with you know, whatever they need, because it's quite important, as you know, to match your reel and the line and the rod all together to get the best sort of performance from it all. But it is, you know, you can, I mean, if you just want to do trout fishing, you can get packages for about, you know, 40-50 pounds. But if it's salmon fishing, you know, you can go with a Shakespeare Oracle or something like that, and they're good quality for the price, reel rods, and get a nice, they're good value reels as well, and a line. I can't think just off head how much it would be. Probably, you know, you could probably do it for about 150-ish.
Yeah,
I think so.
Can I just say, Debbie, I think you're doing brilliantly, because I can hear your
Thank you.
humming in the background, and you're actually talking on a live feed, and you've got your hubby talking to customers. So thank you so much, because you're doing brilliantly. Also, as well, is that you also have hire equipment as well. So you don't. So people, if you've not tried the sport before, or if you're just going to just have a go at it, you can come to you and hire as well, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, whatever. Salmon, we have salmon rods, and we have trout rods, trout packages, just to suit most of the people. We've got little light ones if you want to go up in the hills, or you know, the proper salmon package if you want to do a day on the river. We can work out whatever people want, really. You know, that's what we're here for. So
yeah,
and do our best. Yeah.
And going trout fishing, because I know I've got Simon Barnes on, and he makes trout rods, and he's got the wonderful wee trout loch rod, which is a beautiful rod. And where you are, you have people from all over the world just come and fish this area, don't they? Just for trout.
Absolutely, because it's just stunning. The trout are beautiful. That is a beautiful peaty water. You can go trout fishing in the river, which is lovely, and it's a whole different thing. Or you can go hiking up into the hills, just directly from here, and you can get fish, you know, lochs, and that's they're you know, the trout that you get from there. You know, if you just get one in the pan for breakfast the next morning in butter, it's just stunning. And we've got the angling clubs, which all have some trout fishing. Sorry, I was a bit distracted there.
Don't worry, I'm impressed that you're actually. Yeah. This just shows women can multitask. Everyone.
Almost. Some of us can. Some of them can. Not always for me. But yeah. So back to trout. Yeah, the local area. There are fisheries that you can go to. We've got several like paid trout fisheries as well in the local area, which are great to get people involved, and you know, especially young ones who really want to, you know, it's quite important to get them to catch a fish straight away, isn't it? Because if they go, and you know, I remember going with my dad when he had a hotel in Compton, and there was fishing as part of the hotel, and he took me down to the river, and it was lovely, but he stopped taking me because I would fall in, because I'd get bored, and you know, because I never caught anything because it was just when I was that age. So we didn't really have fisheries in those days. I'm not telling you how old I am, but it was a wee while ago. And now you have got stocked lochs, and you can go and you can pretty much, you know, if you've got somebody with you, you can go, and the owners will usually tell you as well, and they're quite encouraging if you're taking young ones with you to get them involved. So
and talking about getting people involved in fishing, I know we've got the Ascent angling they literally have done, I know they've done fundraising and have got people involved over the years in fishing. And we've also got Claire Zambooni. She's actually has come onto the feed, and she launched the 50/50 on the water with Orvis. So she's been doing great things. Huge thank you, Claire. Yeah, she's just brilliant. She's brilliant. She's great. Another lady. But with going trout fishing, how affordable is it? How much would a permit cost somebody?
Around here, it really just does depend where you're going. You know, if we could do a sea trout permit on the river for £10, you know, that's for a day. You can go, but if you're prepared to walk to a loch that's not stopped, then you can get for free up here, really. You know, you just need permission from the estate. Usually there's lots of lochs you can get up to, and that makes it really affordable for anyone. All you then need is a wee fly rod or a spinning rod if you're, but you know, just wherever you can do whatever sort of fishing you want, and it's affordable as long as once you've got the fly rod or the spinning rod and the reel and the line and all that. It's just you just get in the car and go, or get on your hiking boots and go.
Yeah. And it just shows what a great form of exercise fishing is, that you can just go and walk, and you and at the end of it, you've got that experience of not only beautiful countryside, some of the best countryside in Scotland.
It is, absolutely. Yeah. We used to, in the summer, Andy and I have a Sunday off sometimes, and we just head up Strathconnan, and there's a loch that it's about probably 3 or 4 miles to get up to, and we take a picnic and a coffee or whatever with us. and just spend the day, and you don't see anybody else. It's just, and the views of the hills, the Strathconnan hills, are stunning. You know, if you get a good day with a little bit of breeze, there's no midges either. It's just wonderful. It's the best sort of day you can get, and it's just all local.
Yeah, this morning I was on a Visit Scotland Zoom event, and they were saying that Scotland is in the top 3 destinations that people want to come to, because it is so beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's yeah, and great fishing, lovely people. You couldn't want for anything more. You really couldn't. and it's really easy to connect to as well. You know, with the airports and the train stations and everything. You know, it's just that you can get there. And I don't know how the dualling of the A9 is going to affect things, but when it is fully done, it'll mean that it's just so much quicker to get up here as well for people.
Well, do you know something? I was looking at the sleeper train from London, and people can jump on the sleeper train, whether it's a Thursday night or Friday night, and you can get off the sleeper train in the centre of Inverness and go and fish Angling Club water and walk to Angling Club water, and then literally the Sunday, if you wanted to find out about the sites, you've got Culloden and so much history around as well, and then jump on the sleeper train on a Sunday night and be at work in London back on a Monday. So
we have people commute from Inverness to London. You know, they live all the way all around there, because you can get so quickly from all the sort of periphery towns. You know, Nairn is only 20 minutes from Inverness. Where Dingwall's 20 minutes from Inverness. There's Muirvord. There's lots of places you can just commute down and actually spend your weekends at home or on holiday or whatever. You know, it's good.
And it's likewise because I love coming up, because if I come and see my friends in Inverness, I'll jump on the train, because the train network is really, really good, and you can also work and relax and look out, and you don't have to do the worrying about the driving, do you?
No, absolutely not. And it's very comfortable. I think that, you know, my son actually goes up and down quite a bit, and he finds it very comfortable. He sleeps really well. You actually sometimes meet nice people on the train when you're on the way as well. You just get chatting, and it's much more relaxed than driving, that's for sure.
Definitely. Now, tell us about the model shop, because I was speaking with Claire Haggis earlier on this show during lockdown, and her hubby Will was making a Range Rover, and he was not to be disturbed. It was so
is that the Lego? Is it the Lego Technic one?
I don't know, but I know it was huge.
They are fun. I've got one in the window actually. Yeah, they are. Somebody they came out last year, and they've just been so popular. And there's just so much work to do. But you just when you're doing a model, you've got it's in this obviously in the summer you have to go fishing. But in the winter, you've got the long nights. You don't always want to watch TV. It just gives you something to keep your mind busy, and it's really stress relieving as well. Making a model, it's just you just because you have to concentrate on it, so you're not thinking. Your mind's not going at 100 miles an hour about all the hundreds of things you've got to do. You're just doing that, and it's really therapeutic. Yeah. So. And we sell a lot of models. We've got plastic kits, we've got the Lego, we've got model railway stuff. It's a real, and we find it a really good complement to the fishing as well, because the models are really busy in the winter, and I mean they keep going all year round, and as does fishing a little bit, but they're more busy in the winter. So we've got the summer for the fishing and the models in the winter. So it's really good.
And your hubby also, Andy, he also repairs as well, doesn't he? So, because is he repairing some trains at the moment or something?
Yes, absolutely. People, if sometimes it's just simple something like they've put too much oil in it, or they've used WD-40, which is not really very good for your models, by the way, people. He's sorry, I just got distracted again there. But he spends a lot of his time fixing things for people, and it's very good in this climate of not just throwing things away. If you've got something and it stops running, you can bring it into your local model shop, and sometimes you can't always help, but if we can, then we will, and it just stops having to throw away that stuff. And then you can maybe, when they come in with their stuff, they'll maybe buy a wee something extra, and it all works fine. It's good.
Fantastic. And would you, obviously it's Christmas, I know you're super busy, and huge thank you for joining me today.
No problem.
The importance of shopping local and supporting your local shops, just finish on that for me.
You just can't emphasize how important it is. We get people that come in to us just for a chat sometimes, because, and you can't do that online, and you can't be there for people online. If it's very impersonal. Yes, you can get the stuff, but if something goes wrong, you've got no backup. And so when you're buying local, you're supporting the local economy, you're supporting local jobs, you're supporting other local businesses, because we'll use other local businesses. You just can't stress enough how important supporting local people is.
Very much so. Please, everybody, please support the local tackle shops, because when you go fishing in Scotland and you want to go and nip to the local tackle shop to go and get some flies, even just some flies, if you don't support them, they won't be there. And I know I've seen shops, Malloch's of Perth, they're no longer there. They closed this year, and Malloch's are an iconic name, and they're no longer there. So please, and I know I've got Simon Barnes on here as well, and he is a local bespoke manufacturer of salmon and trout rods, and he's also got a great range of bags, by the way, everybody. But please do support him. And before I go, the sea trout book, because the thing is that This is a sea trout book by Stephen Jones, and again, because of this year, Stephen, just contact Stephen direct to go and get your copy of the book as well and support them. And I think that's really important, because these books, and like yourself in the shop, and likewise Simon Barnes, if we're not supporting people, we're not going to have them. And I don't want something from China. Sorry.
No, I don't either. Absolutely not. No, because you don't know what you're getting. You can't return it if it goes wrong, and you're not even supporting the UK. You're supporting the Chinese government.
I know.
So,
and I heard as well is that if you're buying on Amazon, you're actually not supporting the local shops. You're supporting that huge network elsewhere, and that's why it's so important that just contact the local shops like yourself in Dingwall, because honestly, I love everything that you're doing, and that's why I wanted you to come on, because you really are, the hub of the community there, aren't you?
Well, all local shops are, yes, absolutely. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to come on as well. It's been great. Yeah.
Well, I'll get to see you next year. Hopefully.
I hope so. Yeah, that'll be lovely.
This year. So, but you take care and have a wonderful Christmas, and we'll catch up with you next year.
Okay. Thanks. Cheers. Happy Christmas.
Bye. Bye. Huge thank you, everybody, for tuning in today, and huge thanks for everybody who's popped something in the feed. Tomorrow, I am on the River Dee. I've got Ross McDonald joining us. He's going to be talking about fishing the River Dee, and then we are off to Summers of Aberdeen. So, and in Summers of Aberdeen, we're going to be talking about not only salmon fishing, but also a couple of other rivers, and we're going to mention sea fishing as well. So tune in tomorrow, 12 o'clock. I look forward to seeing you all again, and thank you so much for supporting these as well. So take care, everybody, and tight lines. And if you do need any fishing, etc., do give us a shout at FishPal, because again, support local. We are a Scottish company. So take care, everybody.